Well, hey guys, long time no video. um, well, around here, the weather's getting decent, and it's fixing to be firewood cutting time again. I haven't cut firewood in quite a while, and the pile's getting pretty low. So I think this year we're gonna get after it. But um, this is my great big still, the biggest saw I have anyway. Trusty, reliable. I found it in a brush pile at work. I used to work at a place where we took in brush and ground it up, and a tree service dumped it off in their load of brush, and we mangled it with the traco. So it was a real mess. Not that it isn't a mess now, but it was it was beat up pretty good. Um, but anyway, by the time we found it, it was like a month after they dumped it off, and um, we called them up. It was a tree service somewhere around here, and we called them up and said, we found your saw, and it's not pretty. And they said, don't worry about it, just throw it away. We claimed it on our insurance and got a new one. So they didn't want it, and no one at the company wanted it because it was a real mess when you grab it with a traco, like a 300 size traco. It's not pretty anyway. So anyway, I took it home and took it apart and found all the parts that were really broken that I couldn't fix, and I spent $100 on it. But it's a good saw, big for a homeowner. I think you go in the steel dealership back in the day, it was probably a $1,200 saw. So throwing $100 at it and getting it working wasn't bad, and it's been great. Um, you can see the bar's kind of bent up still. I straightened it. I didn't want to buy another. I didn't want to spend 50 more bucks on a new handlebar, but yeah, it's good enough for me. Anyway, now let me set this down, and I'll tell you what the video is really about. Get this out of here. Now that 066, that thing's heavy to carry around. You can cut a lot of wood with it though. It's awesome. But it's heavy to carry around, lug around, and I've been looking for a little bit smaller saw because at the wood lot, most of the stuff we have is a lot smaller than you would need a big saw like that for. And carrying around a smaller saw is less work on your back. And the older I get, the less I want to carry around that big thing. Anyway, I was looking online for like a used, I don't know, I'd settle for like a Farm Boss or something. But I came across a video. Um, it was for a Chinese clone of a still saw, and the guy went through the parts and stuff. And I mean, you ever see a video and you could just tell the parts were authentic, like they looked more real than Chinese. I don't know what, I don't know. Without feeling the parts, you just don't know. But in the video, they just look great, and so I thought, I'll give that a shot. I'll buy a saw from this Chinese company that is cloning the still. And I thought, 44, you're still talking a big saw, and it's more in the industrial size, but it's what the company uses where I work. We got 5 or 6 of them, and here's one of them that it just got too expensive to fix, and so the boss said don't rebuild it. He took it to the dealer, and they turned it into a part saw. So that's what happens around the company. But this is an 044, an older one. Man, it was a good saw when it was running. And I thought, I'm going to try one of these Chinese saws. So I went and bought a kit. It's from a company called Hutzel, Huztl, I believe. It's called a Farmer Tech, is the name of the company that copied everything. And I thought, yeah, he'll buy all these parts and they probably won't be the same. They'll be close. They look the same color or something. But anyway, I've assembled it all from parts, and I'm just blown away. It even feels like authentic steel. The plastics are all really good, thick and correct. I'm going to say this is as close as I've ever seen a Chinese copy of anything. I'm not completely done putting this together yet. I still have to put together the chain brake mechanism that stops the clutch. But I mean, for a metal cover and just the finish of the parts, man, this is nice stuff for China. Still gotta work the mechanism in here. I'm just putting that together, but I have had this running, and boy, strong. It just feels good. I've never broke in a new saw before, so I don't know what I'm breaking it in, kind of like a dirt bike. Warm it up and shut it off, let it cool down, warm it up, shut it off, cool down. I'm not over revving it, running it fat, so it's getting plenty of oil. And yeah, so far so good. It's just boy, really blew me away how accurate the parts are, how faithful they've stayed to the still parts, and it's a runner, so I'm tickled. Anyway, the 044, or I should say the 440. Now that they changed the number on it. Same saw, basically. The 44 is just the older version of it. You'll walk out of the dealership probably $1,000 to $1,100 to buy this saw, and it's still, like I said, it's more of an industrial or commercial grade, or size. They have still makes, they start getting smaller and smaller, and those are more like the homeowner saw. And I may buy one of those to try. That's about the size I wanted, but I really wanted just to compare this, all the parts, and make sure that I wanted to compare and see how faithful they are to the original. And boy, I'm just blown away. They're as close as I can imagine them getting. Anyway, yeah, gonna continue working on this. The original, like I was saying before I rudely interrupted myself, the 044 or 440, you walk out of the dealer, maybe $1,100 with all the tax, and stuff. That's a lot of money. This is sold in a parts kit, just a box. It's full of plastic bags with parts, right? And that's what you get. Every part's in its own individual bag. You put the case together with the crank in it, and every single part you put on. So, but you walk out, they ship it. I think it was $194 for all the parts, and shipping's pretty expensive, so it's not, they don't give the shipping away. It was like, I think the shipping cost brought it to like $250, which I can still live with that. That's cheaper than I can probably buy one used, a used saw on like Craigslist or something someone stole. I'd rather have a new one, or at least new parts. Anyway, that's where we're at. So $250 for a comparable parts with still. I'm really quite positive now, after seeing how accurate the parts are, that I could go to the steel dealer and order any part and it would just swap. You know what I mean? They're super accurate. I'm just still blown away, like I said. But let me show you something else. Okay, I got this going. It'll take me another day or I'll get that done today. The brake, all the brake parts, I'll get those thrown on this afternoon. And when the neighbors wake up, I will go do another break-in run. This. Okay, the video started with my 066. It's old and tired, and I'm sure it can use a rebuild here pretty soon. You know, things gotta be almost 20 years old. So in this box, let me show you the $250 066. So, ooh yeah, smell it. I can smell the Chinesium coming out of the box. But that's how they arrive. Oh, really nice package. And yeah, nice. So I'll have this one to put together. And I like I said, I have no doubt that all these parts are accurate, you know, at least faithful to the design. So I'm gonna have some fun. But that's how you get it. You end up spending a lot of time taking things out of plastic bags, but that's okay. Everything's like this is all the brake parts. Yep. $250. Now the 066, let's see, I haven't priced them in a long time, but I bet you walk out of the dealer, you know, paying your tax and everything, I bet it's $1,300 saw now. So yeah, we'll have this one going, or at least see how this one goes together too. Not too long. But yeah, check them out. Check out the on YouTube. Do a search for Farmer Tech still or chainsaw clone, or do a search on the 660. It seems to be the most popular one on YouTube. There's a couple guys that have done some really good videos. You'll see there's no instructions. There's nothing that, I mean, you can look online and see the IPL, the what is that stand with? The parts diagram shows every piece for the actual still, and that helps a lot putting them together. I had never built a saw from the bottom up, and there's a lot of parts, but it's kind of fun. Anyway, that's where we're at, getting ready for firewood season, and we're going to be getting a couple new saws, and I might even buy the smaller one now, like the Farm Boss size. I don't know, 380 or whatever they call it. Just a little smaller than this, more a homeowner type. But yeah, check out Farmer Tech, or Hutzel, HUZTL.net is where you can check these out. They also got a Husqvarna kit. where I live in this part of the country, we don't have Husqvarna dealers. Very, it's not very popular. So it's harder to find parts. That's why it's really cool that we have steel dealers on every corner, basically. Um, Awful lot like Starbucks, they're just everywhere. Yeah, maybe I'll make another video, show you when I get that one done, and I'll take her for a test run. All right, hey, take care.